What's up, Jamaicans.com? You know who it is. It's your hostess with the mostest, Suzette Speaks, who always encourages you to chase the real you. That's the title of my new book, y'all, coming out. So excited to be with you here from Fort Lauderdale today. And you know I love to have conversation with you. So please check in, like, and share. Leave a comment, guys. Don't be afraid. You know who I am. Well, I won't assume that. For those who don't know who I am one of the hosts here on Jamaicans.com for Facebook Live. I live in Miami, born in Jamaica. Came up here as a baby. That's why you can hear the twanging. All right, don't hate on the twang. And but I love my Jamaican culture. I love what it has taught me, and I love the way my parents raised me. Very in touch with who I am and my Caribbean roots. So I'm always trying to lean on those values and those things that they taught me, from the food to importance of education to the love of people, and also my gift of gab, I think, also comes from mommy, and all that she taught me through church and other ways in making me, I guess, a Jamaican. So big up to all the Jamaicans out there. If you're watching Houston, UK, Canada, New York, Texas, I love you guys. Please do like, comment, and share. So the topic I wanted to come in with today is you're gonna have to unpin me, my love. I'm watching your comments because this is gonna be very, I don't know if it's controversial, but those who live in South Florida, those who live in Miami to be specific, I want you to let me know how you feel about how expensive it is to live in Miami. And for those in other areas of the country and around the world, you may not know, but Miami is kind of experiencing a lot of resurgence of the real estate market. You have a lot of people coming in from other markets, Central and South America, of course the Caribbean, and all over. I don't know what it is about Florida. No matter where you are in the United States, like, it's somebody's bucket list to live in Florida. Miami in particular. So with all those factors and the rebounding economy, so they say, people are just buying up real estate. And it's hard for young professionals, families, and people who live here to get, you know, I keep letting this thing time out. Can you please? My friend is letting me her phone. Shout out to Cameron and Ashley here on the crew, helping me to keep the Facebook alive. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you live in Miami, if you're from Miami, if you have people down here, and you know that the cost of living is super high. You know that no matter where you are in terms of economics, whether you make a lot of money, a little bit of money, as long as you're trying to pay bills, it can be very difficult for people to survive. So tell me how it is in your area of the world or the country. But here in Florida, I know I'm not the only one feeling it. So for example, I'm a lawyer by training, but I do a lot of media stuff, as you guys know. And I have a lot of friends who are professionals who, I'm telling you, they in relationships to pay rent. Let's just keep it 100. Them have all two boyfriends, so one can pay a car note, one can pay a hello? And I'm not talking about no women that just live anywhere. I'm talking about some real professional women. And I'm like, is this what, do I need to join the ranks of these ladies? No judgment. But there's something wrong with this scenario, and it makes me feel uncomfortable because you're taught that if you work hard and if you try hard, you can succeed and you should be able to take care of yourself as an adult. But in South Florida, just like in New York, if you are in New York, let me know. New York got a very deep, especially if you're just coming, a very deep roommate culture. I'm talking about everybody. I don't care if you 50, you got a roommate. You 40, you got a roommate. 30, you got a roommate. I have friends that have moved back down to Florida and said they cannot live in New York because they cannot live like a married couple because they're simply like roommates till you die because it's just so expensive. So I'm really curious. Do you guys sense that that is the trend, and that it has become more difficult to live out the dream? I'm talking about people who even made more than both their parents combined or their mother combined or whoever came before them. We're making more money, but we're not able to survive as well. I don't know. Again, it could be a South Florida thing. I'm looking for your comments. Welcome your comments, guys. Let me just make sure I can see them. Make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you like and share. So for those of you who are living in Miami, is it just me? Or do you look at the price of housing, for example, and do you feel like you're able to buy a house? I know a lot of couples, my brother included, shout out to Dr. Mailer, is looking at buying a house, but unfortunately, the market right now won't let him because it's so expensive, no matter who you are. And again, he's a doctor. and he cannot look and kind of get the type of house he thinks he wants to raise a family. Not everybody want to live in condo. Not everybody want to live, you know, by the beach. But for whatever reason, I see that, you know, a lot of people are on the sidelines because Miami real estate is so expensive. Not to mention, if you have kids, I am taking care of my darn self. And I wake up every morning, I was like, God, when kids come, am I going to be able to survive? Am I going to be able to take care of them? Because it's hard for me to make ends meet as well. So all of you who are watching, please, please, please do comment. I see a few comments coming in. Let me see if I can get to them so that you can share what's going on. Can you see if you can get, my lovely Ash, if you see if you can get comments? For some reason, I'm not getting the feed. But talk to me. Let me know if that is only a Miami thing. I can give you a few other scenarios where I feel that I see people or in relationships, not calling you out, that literally I think are relationships of economics. And okay, so relationships have, in a historical context, using men and women as the example, just for argument's sake, in historical context have been an arrangement about economics. However, now more than ever, especially in Miami, I see people that are literally, I don't know, they might be matching in some ways, but mismatched in other ways. They are literally together so that they can survive. By that I mean, it takes at least two people to make up your bills down here. And no matter where you are in terms of your educational level, it's the same thing. Another thing that is coming on down here that I see a lot that people don't talk about, aside from a lot of women, professionals, people who typically would not need a roommate to survive, I know a lot of people living with family members, whether it's your auntie, whether it's grandma, whether it's your parents. And I'm talking about post-adolescence people well into 25, 30, 35, 40, still at home. And it's not because they are an example of failure to launch. It's more related to their expenses in terms of how their budget can stretch. A lot of times housing takes up way more than 50% of your income. So if you're spending 50% or more just on housing, I'm not talking about light bill, water, Comcast, everybody who got Roku out there, stand up. Everybody who dealing without Comcast, stand up. Enough people cut off cable and only doing Netflix, hello, because they're trying to stay within a budget. But there's so many of us who are trying to figure out the formula. Yes, there are folks that are hustling, got the second job, the third job. But I would really submit to you that it's almost like a must. If you don't have the side hustle on lock, if you don't have the second income on lock, you're pretty much not surviving. I met a dude the other day, not talking nobody business. I met a dude the other day, and I laughed because I'm not gonna say he was trying to kick it to me, trying to holler, okay? But the reference I want to make is I couldn't even talk to him because guess what? Him live with a woman, and it's not his woman, it's a roommate. And I was like, what you mean you got a roommate that's a girl? And he's just like, no, nothing not going on. We're just roommates. And I thought to myself, how does a single man expect to date, to court, if that's even their intention, with you, if they got somebody living in their house? And I thought to myself, gosh, economics has really changed. Even guys got to be looking roommate. And again, it could have been romantic turn platonic. I don't know all the details. But I was looking and I thought to myself, wow, I can't even really be sure this man is unattached because he have a lady living with him. And honestly, I think it's really because of economics. She don't work. Him pay most of the bills. And it seemed very lopsided, and it seemed very kind of, I don't know, ill-intentioned one way or another. So I'm not dating him, not to put some people business out there. But I couldn't even think to myself, I got to go to your house and be on your couch with you and your female roommate. Boss, no, we don't do those things. So if you're in Miami, again, Suzette Speaks here, just let you know the situation. Everybody dreams, I think, of coming to a hot, sunny place, whether it's in the Caribbean, whether it's in Florida. But so many people down here are struggling. Now, this is not even yet to go into gentrification. Do you guys know the G word, gentrification? Because, okay, what's going on? Jesse, high taxes and homestead. Yes, baby, I know, in Fort Lauderdale too. What's up, May Clark from Los Angeles in the building. Hey, Wagwan David, he's saying, Light bill is the highest. Is that what that said? Living cost is the highest. Yeah, man. It's truly very high cost of living. Not to mention, if you're in Miami, there are certain places that have historically been, which I say, enclaves of people of culture, i.e., places like Little Haiti. Places even like the Coconut Grove area. People don't know that was built by Bahamians. And you have various places, I can name so many, where historically, particularly black communities, are now being bought up by real estate, let's say, investors that want to revitalize. That's what I'm saying, revitalize the community. But while they're revitalizing, the property prices are going up, and it's becoming much more difficult for people who live there to stay there. And they're being booted out, really systematically, if you ask me. So your grandparents may have lived in a community, Opelika, Overtown area, all around there in Miami is being gentrified. So no matter where you live, you can't really escape it. Little Haiti, hey, what's up, Miss Hickman, Miss Vinette Wagwan, thank you for watching. Little Haiti is on the highest ground in Miami because we have this saltwater intrusion, climate change, all of that. We can't really be building as close to the ocean as we want to be. So people are looking back to where, like I said, poor, more economically depressed areas have been struggling, and they're buying up the land and putting up high rises with apartments for $2,000-$3,000 a month that regular job having people cannot afford. So I'm really curious as to if you're experiencing this all around the world. I know, like I said, here in the United States, whether you have good work ethic or not, it is just so much more expensive. Wanna stop moving to Miami. Please stop coming to Miami because you're driving up the price. Even the New Yorkers, shout out to my Brooklyn crew, Bronx crew, Queens, Staten Island, stand up. Thank you guys for the love. But when you come down here and it looks like it's cheaper, it's not, because they pay you less. Remember, Florida is a right to work state, which means right to fire you, meaning they can fire you for any reason. And they don't have unions, or we have a few public unions that remain, but we are really not a very union friendly state. So your pay wage and all those things are not comparable. Yes, it looks cheaper. There's houses in Orlando, the houses in Tampa area, very popular for people from the Caribbean to move. Puerto Rico is moving very heavily in the I-4 corridor. But no matter what, if the pay doesn't match, you are still not able to put away. You are still, I'm talking about people of all backgrounds, white, black, Hispanic, Caribbean, no matter where you're from, all of them are facing the same struggle. Because I really, not sure, I think it has changed much more after the Depression, 2007, 2008. People who used to go have their boat on the water during the holidays and stuff, they couldn't afford the gas. And I see it kind of having an ongoing, lingering effect. Not only are millennials a little bit more sheepish about jumping out there and being able to buy property, they literally, because I know I lived through the foreclosure crisis, I know what foreclosures do to people, and I saw it in court and I saw it elsewhere. But I know that I'm looking for the right time and right opportunity, but I'm like, Lord, is the housing prices gonna go back down anytime in my lifetime so I can live in Miami, like free and clear, not renting? So anyway, George, it said rent is higher than mortgage. I hear you, George. I hear you. But sometimes it seems like the ability to be a little bit more agile and move if you have to seems like an advantage to rent. I agree with you, though, that mortgage is better in terms of your investing and you're creating equity. But I think initially qualifying for a mortgage based on your income can become a problem. Dennis, you say East Orlando, what's that, Kissimmee? Tell me where you live, because if I'm looking for cheap houses up there, let me know. My cousin just moved out up to Orlando and she got a big old house and it's beautiful. But I know it was kind of like, it was a whole process to qualify with the two incomes. And of course they had a new child and being able to balance their budget. And again, she's a professional, so it can be very difficult. Thank you. Vinette says, glad you are bringing this up. Yes, baby, I have to talk my things, because a lot of times we're afraid to say things are expensive and people cannot afford to live. And we love the glamorous Instagram. Oh, we can post a good picture on the beach, but you know good and well then you have to pick between your peanut butter and jelly this week and your light bill. It's not all glamour. It's not all glamour. So I really wanted to kind of open up the conversation. I know a lot of you guys out there are dealing with the results of gentrification around the United States and beyond, where you have to look at property values that others now have caused to go higher right where you live. Your property taxes going up right where you live, your rent going up right where you live, not being able to necessarily get an affordable mortgage with a good interest rate, with a decent amount down. And credit is a whole nother show, guys. I can't even get into credit in the United States and around the world as a means of keeping people out of the housing market and other, what should I say, privileges based on who you are and how you've dealt with money in the past. But I really want to know your opinion. Do you feel Miami is super expensive? Do you feel that if you could do it over again, you would live in a different city? And also, I read in an article that no matter where you are in the United States, people now are less mobile than they were even 20 years ago, and definitely less mobile than they were 40 years ago. What does that mean? That means people are staying where they grew up. They are not moving. Before, third half of the country would have gone to a different city other than where they grew up. Now, baby, we're staying put. And I'd like to offer that is probably because we can't afford to take up our stuff and start again. There's a lot of family support, the familiarity of the organizations and institutions that we're a part of locally. But I do think there's a big economic reason why people have chosen to kind of stay put and stay where they are, as opposed to a lot more travel and starting off life in a different city, kind of like my parents did, move to a whole different country. Is less of that is happening, particularly if you're in the United States. So I wonder if that is a trend around the country. I know that tends to be the trend here. People are staying. We have a little bit of a brain drain. There was a big rush to Atlanta at one point, but a lot of those people have come back. And no matter where you are, I know cost of living has to be a concern, because no matter where you are, everybody got bills and everybody has to figure out how to pay those bills. So why not let me know how you're doing? If I don't see a comment right now because my phone is not picking up the comments in real time, I wish it was, but I will definitely go back on, like, and share. So Ashley, if you can give me the last few comments, if you would, and let me know how you feel about this. Miami, is it all what it's cracked up to be? Do you feel like you're living a better life than your parents? Do you feel like as a young professional you can truly experience all the things that that age and stage of life is supposed to bring? Meaning complete independence, meaning ability to own your own place, meaning being able to go on vacation, being able to afford certain things. What's up, Edine McMillan? If you see a Starbucks open in the hood, you should run. Run, yes, my girl, I agree with you. Because that means people with a lot more economic advantage is coming. And either you hold on to your property and you sell high, but they still bought you out and your community changes forever, or you're not going to soon be able to afford the rent, so you might as well hit the highway, because it might be quite difficult for you with the landlord or whoever you're dealing with to be able to survive. That's very true, because I know, especially in economically challenged places around Fort Lauderdale, you're seeing a lot. This is what they do. Can I just tell you? You see a lot of young people first, like the hippie alternative crowd. They set in the 20-some-year-old, early 30 alternative hipsters first, a la Brooklyn. Wanna go Brooklyn late. I mean, it's not the Brooklyn that I was visiting when I was a little girl. I'm looking at Brooklyn, and I see my Caucasian sisters in head wraps walking around Brooklyn. And I'm like, yo, we was afraid to walk around BK at one point. But now it's boho, it's chic. It's a lot of other cultures coming in to Bed-Stuy and all them places where you used to, couldn't be, it wasn't safe at certain points. Now, same thing when you see in Fort Lauderdale, see in Miami, places in Fort Lauderdale like Sistrunk area. You go down Sistrunk now, you see lots of high-rise buildings, young people are being moved in, or the young professionals who work downtown who could walk downtown and walk home and that kind of thing. That's who it's being marketed to. But you have historically black residents who were basically, by law, by redlining prevented from going anywhere else, now slowly being encroached upon, slowly being turned, their neighborhoods are being turned into, expensive and reorganized places where they're not having a strong and as concentrated voice as they once did. Now the voices of the developer speak louder. Now the voices of those who speak to eminent domain speak louder. Well, me say big up to Erica Brown. What's up, Erica? Big up to Joan. Moran C. Thank you for watching, guys. What's up, Vivlin Malcolm? What's up, Michelle James? Hey, Leon. What's up, Darisha Chambers? Big up yourselves. You guys know I love you here at Jamaicas.com. I just want you to comment. I want you to like, and I want you to share. Is it too expensive to live in Miami? Or tell me about where you live. Last but not least, you guys know I'm coming out with a new book. Hey, it's called Chase the Real You. When I do my book launch, I'll be sure to put it here on Jamaicas.com so you can get a copy on Amazon. But for now, that's all, and I will be happy to read your comments later, so make sure you do comment, like, and share. And I'll see you soon. It's Suzette Speaks. I'll see you next Saturday. Take care, guys.